Working with Arsenal has been a wonderful experience. They hit the ground running. We got our first year ROI booked within 2 weeks of being onboarded, and we are looking at continuing a $4 million pipeline in the future. And that's just going to lead to more expansion. Hi, my name is Grant Gilmore. I'm the vice president of Architectural Metalworks. We've been working with Arsenal for the past year and have had a lot of success. Yeah, results are great. Obviously, this is a bit of it's a process, but we were able to sell a deal in the first 2 weeks of hiring Arsenal for $333,000. It was phenomenal. Really helped kind of set the tone for the relationship. Since then, we've added a seat to the equation, and uh, we see a lot of future potential and a lot of really good pipeline ads getting built into our deal. So I have a really good process to close deals, and you guys have a really good process to set appointments. So together, it really creates a well-oiled machine. Well, we were doing some research and we came across your site with Google and decided to set up a consultation and just kind of see how you guys differentiate yourself from the competition. And everything we heard, we really liked. What I really liked is your kind of personalized and custom approach to cold calling. Like that is a really large part about your culture. And, no matter how many no's you get, you always find your way to a yes. So you guys are very skilled and very well trained to set appointments. And as a result, we've been getting quality appointments, more ups than normal. And you've been able to open up some doors for us that we haven't been able to open ourselves. And that's been very beneficial. So what's nice is we have dedicated sales reps that are a point of contact, and over time they've developed the relationship with their caller, and they like to touch base every couple of days, and they're working together in unison to get quality appointments set. So it's a very much a team effort, and we really appreciate that approach. Well, it's just like the ability to be flexible and to adapt. So, every single month this marketplace changes. So, being able to stick to your skill set and, find the flexibility to set those kind of hard to reach appointments and just being very determined and intentional with how you guys go to market really works with our business model. No, I love cold calling. I built the entire company off cold calling. It is the greatest, most efficient way to grow your business. Yeah, I mean, our BDR is like an extension of our own company where they're able to listen, they give feedback, we provide feedback, and really we take a unified approach to setting those appointments in our marketplace. So as long as you're willing to work together as a team and listen, it really helps craft the strategy to go to market, and that seems to be a very very helpful. Yeah, no, it's been great. We were able to like set a couple high bars. We're like, hey, we need some appointments. And lo and behold, a couple weeks later, boom, 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 three really nice appointments hit our schedule. So like we know he's out there working for us. We really appreciate that. And we're able to hit the ground running through a transition is really impressive. It really tells me that each person handling the account has a high level of skill set and they're very intentional and they know what they're doing and whatever process you guys are using to set those appointments, it's working and you're able to replicate it. So even though there may have been a turnover in the account, we didn't take a step backwards. We actually took a step forward, which is what we're looking for. So right now, booked revenue is around 333,000. Forecasted revenue is going to be north of $1.5 million that we'll hope to realize in the next 3 or 4 months. Right now, we're going through budgeting season, and we have some pretty decent indicators that it's just going to keep on growing. I was like, man, we got really lucky. But then after a couple of weeks, more appointments that were quality just kept on rolling in, and I took a step back and I said, wow, this is great. This is working. We definitely need to just keep the momentum up. So the fact that we do have a $4 million pipeline build is a really good step, and that will become future revenue if we keep managing and nurturing the out well. So, like, proposal management is kind of our specialty. We go on site, we build a very nice custom bespoke proposal to that situation, to that deal. We get as much face time as we possibly can to build the relationship, and then we nurture the proposal through until it can get to a close. So, if they need service, if they need anything, we're going to be there to service that account. And then when it's time for them to buy, we're going to be in the perfect position to convert it to a sale. And sometimes these processes, they take 3 months, sometimes they take 2 years. The purpose is you just wanna stay in front of them and really kinda be a consultant for them. And then when it's time to buy, you're in the right spot. Yeah. I mean, cost is a representation of value, and it might take a little time to see the long-term goal of Arsenal, but after you have them up and running for a year, they will start to exponentially pay for themselves, and you can roll them up into being a part of their company or your company. I've basically downsized all of my marketing, funds, and I put them all into Arsenal in order to just keep the momentum. Well, the nice thing about Arsenal is you guys have a process and a culture around thriving business. So instead of trying to make your own process and drive your own culture and drive your own management, making cold calls is very hard to do, especially when you're making 20 to 50 calls a day. But if Arsenal can do the heavy lifting there, that allows us to focus on like building proposals, reaching out to current customers, and managing the actual opportunity, which is great when we don't have to go find opportunities. We still do some supplemental cold calling, but that's very strategic. Whereas Arsenal, man, they're going to call everyone. They're going to cast a wide net and they're going to get all those nice low hanging fruit out of the way. And that just leads to less missed opportunities. And that's very valuable in a competitive marketplace. Flat rate for us made a lot of sense because of our opportunities are can be very large that it made sense to do it on a flat rate basis. Yeah, we've worked with, another cold calling agency before. That agency started off great, but they just didn't have the staying power and they had a lot of internal turnover, which led to mixed results. And as those results started to taper down, that invoice stayed the same. So it's really nice to be able to have kind of a trusted partner that has put their best foot forward with us. They've kept the appointments going, and they're willing to meet us halfway and be very flexible. So we're really happy with the relationship we're building with Arsenal and the path they're leading us down. My expectations, like, I understand, like, what Arsenal provides is very it's difficult, right? And it's not as simple as a math equation, you know? So what I like to expect is just well-qualified appointments, appointments where we're not gonna waste our time, appointments where it's actually a buying opportunity, very, very just well-qualified, intentional appointments where we have a real opportunity to do what we do, which is, customer service and close. I will take quality over quantity every day, and quality when it comes to appointments is how you make your money. And that's something that Arsenal's done a very good job of providing. You know, I everything that has been done from how you signed us up to how you've onboarded us to us working with the rep, um, everything's been very transparent and above board. So there's really um, no immediate things that jump off the list of like of areas of improvement. Um, I think the market conditions right now are definitely tough. So, that drives maybe a couple of fewer appointments that get set. But the appointments that we are setting, they're high quality. And that's at the end of the day, that gets us to where we need to go. So the fact that we're able to build a partnership and work together and, work through the hard times will make the good times just as nice. Yeah, long-term goals is we're taking a bit of a bet on opening up another market. So we're going to really hit that hard and we're going to want to turn revenue in that market as soon as possible. Once we start turning more revenue in these markets and we start to grow, my long-term picture isn't just to stay put, it is to have that nice aggressive expansion plan. And if Arsenal can be a part of that, we'd love it. The problem is people are finding out about you and it's harder to get into markets. But, I feel like if things keep going the way they're going, it's all gonna work out. Yeah, absolutely. I think, any company with the right mindset and enough patience will get a great ROI long term through your service. The best advice that I can give is have a plan. If you guys are very effective at what you do, so if you're able to point you in the right direction and help be an active player and work together with you, we're talking like phone calls, meetings, conversations, qualifying, really get you the right, set you up to succeed, you guys are gonna succeed. So it's definitely a two-way street. If you just sit back and expect really nice, well-qualified appointments to land on your plate, you might get that, but at the same time, it's like you have to provide the foundation for them to be successful. The only shout out I'm gonna have is to Sam and Eric for just not letting a deal die and helping meet me where I needed to be met in order to make something happen. You guys really set the tone for your organization, your no lose mentality. It really sets the right culture, and I'm gonna try my hardest to convert on everything that gets said on my end.